Hi, I'm Dr. Mallory Hertz, physical therapist with Physical Therapy and Balance Centers. I specialize in pelvic health disorders.
And I'm Nicole Hunt. I am a doula here in Sioux City, Iowa.
And today we want to talk to you a little bit about education surrounding pregnancy and postpartum. Physical therapy, I'm going to just start with talking about pelvic PT. Physical therapy gets a bad rap for being very exercise-based, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but PT is known for being exercise-based, and it's known for being like 2 to 3 times a week for weeks on end. But in the case of pelvic physical therapy, that's not usually the case. In fact, we recommend that all women who are pregnant come to see us in their 3rd trimester. I like to say usually after 36 weeks. We just want to make sure that we have time to educate you on your pelvic floor, finding that muscle before it's been traumatized with birth, and talking about your first steps postpartum, how to start recovering your body postpartum. And then we want all women postpartum to come see us. And we're going to talk about 4 major things: diastasis recti, or the split in the ab muscles; incontinence, or leaking postpartum, it's very common; pain postpartum; and then we want to just assess the pelvic floor muscles, see how they're feeling, what they're doing, if there was any injury, and then we can go from there. So ideally, patients are coming to us in pregnancy, probably without any real complaints. And then in the postpartum era, even if you don't have incontinence or pain, we want all women to come to us because that's our opportunity to educate you, to kind of go through that checklist of those main things that the body goes through with pregnancy and postpartum, how to get them to heal, and to educate you on if these things happen, they're not normal and we can help. So a large part of what we do is education and providing information on next steps if next steps are necessary. I've had several women that come to me postpartum and we do their evaluation, and it's I like to call one and done. So they come one time, we educate, and then they're able to move forward, but they know how to better proceed. They know what precautions to take. They know what exercises they can and can't do when they start returning to their normal activities. So a large part of what we do and what our goal is in pelvic health physical therapy is just to educate women to make better choices and to be more educated just in general on the pregnancy and postpartum era. How about you, Nicole? What stance do you take on educating women throughout the process?
So I'm really excited about that because as of right now with coronavirus, the hospitals aren't able to offer the standard childbirth education classes that they were normally doing, and there's only limited access to childbirth education. And I think it is so important, and it weighed so heavy on my heart that this month I'm going to have completed the proper training to be a childbirth educator. And so I'm going to be offering different classes to kind of cater to first-time mamas. But if it's not your first time, it's not your first rodeo, maybe you just need a refresher course. I'll be offering all kinds of different classes for you because we definitely don't want we don't want you to be surprised. We want you to know more about what's to come and what experiences, we want you to have a positive experience. And I think a positive experience is one that you're informed on and prepared for. And same with postpartum, you definitely, it seems like the mom, it takes the back seat for postpartum, and it is so important that you also take care of yourself. And I know it's hard because you're taking care of a new baby, but it's so important to get that initial postpartum visit in with Mallory to make sure that you're recovering properly.
Yeah, if mom isn't healthy, she can't really have a healthy family. So have to change the focus back to mom just a little bit.
Yeah, you cannot pour from an empty vessel.
Exactly. So I know a large part of what you do as being a doula is educating your patients, especially throughout the pregnancy process in preparation for birth. And then you do some postpartum visits as well. But these classes that you're talking about, that you're going to be offering, these are kind of general birth education classes, and these are available to more than just your doula clients, correct?
Yes, yeah, they are for any any pregnant couple that is looking for further education, especially right now because of the coronavirus, if you're looking for a virtual class, that's right now what I'm offering. And then once these cases kind of slow down, take it case by case. But yeah, it's general childbirth classes, coping measures, techniques, because even if you know that you're going to have an epidural, at some point you will experience labor and you will have to cope through labor as you wait for that anesthesiologist to come up and give you your epidural. So we want to make sure that you're able to cope through that. So it's definitely something that is geared for everyone who is going to be experiencing childbirth. And yeah, I think it's necessary today, and I want to be able to help and I want to support those women. So even if you're not a client, you don't want a doula, you know that you know how you want things to go, but still you need the education, and that's where I'm willing to help and step in.
Yeah, and that's really where you and I, we have different pieces of the education puzzle, but we work very well together to create that holistic education to help these women have the most successful journey they can. So just excited to be able to offer these services to women.
Yeah.